I wanted to talk to you quick about using a shot trainer to practice your anchor position. And this is something that if you set up a camera, similar to where you're watching from right now, and you set your timer and take pictures of yourself feeling different positions on your face, and then you can go back and you can take a look at them and then decide, wait, even though this anchor feels good, it's actually putting the arrow at a bad spot in my face. Which to me, arrow position on the face is a critical error that even some of the best archers in the world make. And I say that because when their form breaks down or when their head position slightly changes and that arrow shaft is on the chin, or in my reference, a trouble zone of the face, then that pressure on the back of the arrow immediately is reflected on where the front of the arrow is pointing, thus sending that arrow in an incorrect direction. So what I look for and what I coach to people in regards to anchor position is I talk about anchor positions that put the arrow in what I refer to as the safe zone of the face, which is the cradle between the lip and the chin. And if you look at any photos of me shooting and zoom in, you'll notice the clearance that I have of the arrow. I feel an anchor, I feel the corner of the string, I feel light pressure on the tip of my nose, and I'm centering my peep sight. I've got 4 points of reference, but I also have, in my opinion, as good of arrow clearance as you could ask for. So the shot trainer allows you to play around with some of that stuff, find your position, and then utilize those photos or that data to tell you what your clearance is based on your anchor position. So take a shot trainer and you're gonna have it to what you feel like is a comfortable length for you, or based on normally when your front arm is in its position and you're in your T formation, you are able to be on the same position of your face as if you had your bow with a D loop on it. So just pretend, because normally your D loop is directly behind your arrow shaft, just pretend that this portion of the shot trainer is the arrow shaft. So if you look at your anchor positions and you feel, okay, my middle finger is right on my jaw, that feels good. Well, now look at where the arrow is. The arrow is on your chin. So as you turned your head or had a difference in head position, you're going to be pushing on the arrow, causing a problem in impact. Now, if your anchor position is so that that string is right between your lips and your chin, even with a variation of head position, you still haven't caused contact. So I'll take my shot trainer, again, have a camera broadside, and I'll just come to my full draw position and I'll find a reference point, whether it's knuckles in the back of the earlobe, which I don't recommend, but some people like it. Very closed hand, dug in behind the jaw. Take a picture, see where that position is. Then with the shot trainer, you don't have tension of the bow, so you can take a little break, come back to full draw, and maybe you want to try a vertical hand position, which you see some people shoot. When it's vertical, they're normally right on the side of the face. And so you can see the arrow is much closer to the lip, depending on facial hair, size of lips. Again, you can have contact. So finding that in between is where you want to be. And once you figure that out, now you can use the shot trainer to actually activate shots and start going through shots with that. So And what you may find too is, depending on your hand position with certain releases, you may have a slightly different variation in your anchor from one to a next. It won't be much, but you might say, okay, with this release, I actually want my hand a little bit more flat and I want my knuckles in line. Once I start to move different knuckles, yeah, I can feel pressure change. I can notice the D loops pulling deeper into that hook. So you can just kind of focus on, okay, there's the flat hand John talks about. Oh, wait, I'm doing that. No, I need to learn to straighten my hand while still having tension. And now I can move my thumb around, hold for a second, go back and watch these videos. So you can talk to yourself as well. If you're videoing, you can say, all right, thumbs behind my neck. Get that snap. Okay, index fingers on the jawline, middle fingers above the jawline. Take that snap. As you can see, you can identify a lot, and as I'm changing, I know what it looks like because I see it. The other thing is, if you're a wrist strap shooter, you can really play around with different positions without having the load of the bow or having to feel like you're putting the pressure on your front shoulder or your elbow. So, okay, let's do thumb behind the neck. Where's my arrow? Okay, thumb behind the neck. Alteration in head position. Is there contact? Okay. Index knuckle to the base of the earlobe. That's another very common one that you hear. Okay, where is this arrow position? Good. And you can also take it one step further and say, okay, when I pull through my shot, how does that feel? Because when it comes to back tension, you'll find if elbow's too high, it might be tough. Elbow's too low, it might be tough. So again, you can take it one step further by having this, or maybe you want to find something a little bit in between. For me, I've found that with my hand in a position to where this thumb right here is right at the base of my jawline, it's keeping that arrow in the safe zone of my face, and it's allowing me to not torque this release when I'm at full draw, so I can take my safety off and just pull through my shot. My follow through is good. Honestly, you can break down so many aspects of your archery, which honestly, when it comes to lock time, which meaning as soon as that release clicks and it's opening the jaw, letting that string go forward, that string is within this portion of your face, the highest percentage of that lock time. So any variation that you have back here is what's going to take effect of everything past that. So arrow pressure, learning anchor position, and just using this to just work on the reps and the numbers of finding that perfect position can be absolutely critical to your release.